The city felt hollow without Gao Tu. Every place Wenling walked, every familiar street, every corner cafe they had once passed together, reminded him painfully that Gao Tu was gone. He missed him. He missed him in ways that ached in his chest, ways that made him restless, sleepless, and breathless. The absence of Gao Tu was more than empty space. It was a constant, gnawing presence that made him realize just how much he had come to depend on the man. Even without having dated him, Wenling's desperation grew by the day. He could not leave, not knowing where Gao Tu was. He could not continue his life while Gao Tu was somewhere out there, alone, possibly suffering. Every memory of Gao Tu, the quiet efficiency at work, the gentle smile when he handed over a report, the subtle ways he cared for others, haunted him. They were simple things, small gestures, but in Wenling's mind, they were monumental. He realized, painfully, that Gao Tu had become a part of his life in ways he had never expected, and now the void without him was unbearable. He had searched everywhere he could think of. Gao Tu's usual haunts, the offices where he spent long hours, the cafes and quiet parks where he sometimes sat alone, everywhere led to dead ends. The man seemed to have vanished completely, leaving no trace. The frustration gnawed at him, a sharp, constant ache in his chest. He felt powerless, unable to act, and yet every fiber of his being screamed that he could not give up. He had to find him. He had to make sure Gao Tu was safe. Wenling's only hope lay in Gao Tu's father. Though they had never been close, and Wenling had never met him outside formal circumstances, he knew that Gao Tu's father had information. If anyone knew where Gao Tu was, it would be him. With a mixture of determination and fear, Wenling reached out, arranging a meeting. Though he felt a surge of unease at the thought. Gao Tu's father was a formidable figure, controlling, intimidating, and sharp as a blade. Wenling knew that speaking to him would not be easy, but the need to find Gao Tu outweighed every other concern. When Wenling arrived, Gao Tu's father received him with an expression that was calm but unreadable. Wenling's heart raced. He had never felt so vulnerable, so desperate, yet he forced himself to speak. "I'm looking for Gao Tu," he said, trying to keep his voice steady. "I need to know where he is. I can't leave without him. Please, can you tell me?" For a long moment, the older man said nothing, studying Wenling as if weighing him, measuring his desperation against his own sense of control. Wenling's chest tightened, and he felt panic rising like a wave. He could not fail. He could not leave without answers. Finally, Gao Tu's father spoke. His voice was measured, calm, almost cruel in its precision. "You want to know where Gao Tu is?" he said. "Do you even realize the consequences of finding him?" Wenling frowned, confusion and worry mixing in his chest. "I don't care about consequences. I need to see him. I need to know he's safe. Please tell me." The older man leaned back, steepling his fingers. "You are blind, Wenling," he said slowly. "Completely blind. You have no idea what is happening. No idea what your presence or your actions mean." "What do you mean?" Wenling asked, voice trembling with urgency. Gao Tu's father's eyes narrowed, and his words hit Wenling like a hammer. "Gao Tu is carrying your child." The words struck him with unimaginable force. Wenling staggered back as if punched, his mind spinning. "What? What do you mean?" he whispered. His heart thudded wildly, disbelief and shock rendering him speechless. "You heard me correctly," Gao Tu's father said. "Gao Tu is pregnant. He is carrying your child. And you must now decide what you intend to do about it." Wenling's breath caught. His mind was a whirlwind of confusion, fear, and shock. He had never imagined anything like this. Gao Tu, the man he cared about, who he had never even dated, who he had only known through proximity and fleeting moments, was now carrying a child. And that child was his. His heart raced, and the world seemed to tilt on its axis. The older man continued, calm and cold. "I can offer you a solution," he said. 10 million. 10 million and Gao Tu will comply. He will terminate the pregnancy. The problem will disappear, and you can go back to your life as if nothing happened. Wenling's hands clenched at his sides. His vision blurred. 10 million to erase a life. 10 million to erase Gao Tu's suffering. 10 million to erase the bond now forming between them and the child. Rage and helplessness collided within him, leaving him breathless. How could anyone think that money could buy something as precious as life? And yet, beneath the shock and fury, another realization burned in him. Gao Tu had endured alone. He had suffered in silence. He had faced this impossible situation without support, without comfort, without anyone knowing the truth. Wenling's chest tightened painfully as guilt flooded through him. He had missed him. He had failed to notice the depth of his care. He had not been there. Where is he? Wenling finally managed to ask, voice strained, desperate. I need to see him. I need to know he's safe. I can't leave him alone. I can't. You will not see him, Gao Tu's father said coldly. He is my son. I will not allow anyone to interfere. You have no choice in this matter. 10 million is your only chance to change what has happened. If not, you will lose him and your child forever. Wenling's chest tightened as tears formed in his eyes. He felt powerless, desperate, and consumed by the realization of his own feelings. He loved Gao Tu not in passing, not casually, not in a convenient sense, but deeply, entirely. The thought of leaving him alone, carrying this burden, suffering in silence, was unbearable. Meanwhile, Gao Tu endured each day with quiet determination. His body ached, his energy waned, and every movement became a struggle. Yet he persevered, holding on for the child growing within him, speaking softly to it as if the tiny life could give him strength. Stay strong, he whispered. I will protect you. I will keep you safe. No matter what happens, I will never let anything hurt you. Pain became a constant companion. Each day brought new challenges, new fears, and new reminders of his fragility. Yet Gao Tu found a strange clarity in the suffering. He had to endure because the child depended on him, because he alone could protect it, and because he could not rely on anyone else, not Wenling, not his father, no one. Wenling, meanwhile, wandered the city in anguish. Every corner, every street, every place Gao Tu might have gone was examined. Every step was fueled by fear, guilt, and love he had never fully admitted to himself. He replayed the conversation with Gao Tu's father repeatedly, each word striking him harder than the last. The pregnancy, the threat, the offer, it all collided in his mind, leaving him breathless. Desperate and aware of feelings he could no longer deny. He loved Gao Tu deeply, fiercely, madly, and now, realizing the stakes, he understood that he could not survive without him. He could not bear the thought of Gao Tu suffering alone. He could not bear the thought of leaving him to make decisions that affected both their lives without being there.